Hey everybody, it's Elliot from Little Punk People here. Today I'm here with Riki Rachtman, and Riki has something very exciting for us. This Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the ball will be debuting on the Gimme Metal app, which I already have an account for. I am super excited for this Saturday. But anyways, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's do this. So, how are you doing today? Are you ready for the ball this Saturday?
I am. I'm excited. It's something that, a lot of people have been saying for so long. You got to do this show. You got to do this show. And now it's like, wow, it's happening. It's happening now after so long. And it's something that I've wanted to do, but now it's really going to happen. And even when I was shooting the first segment, it was like, wow, I'm going into a video right now. This is fun because this is, that's what I did. And I love doing it. That's the one thing I really do love doing it.
What younger and newer bands are you into these days?
I mean, even some of the bands that I think are younger and newer bands have probably been together for, 10 years. I really like the band Code Orange a lot. And they've been around for a while. There's bands like Turnstile that I think are really good. I think it's very interesting what's happening with heavy music now. Now women are fronting some just brutally great bands. And I think now you listen to music and you hear, some new bands like Spirit Box. It's totally different from the bands of my generation. It's something different and it's something unique, but it's still something cool. I think that now newer bands play a lot more with electronics, but there's a lot of bands in all genres that I like.
Yeah, me too. If you could travel in time to go back and visit the younger version of yourself, what would you say to yourself?
Take some time off, which I still didn't do. Realize, right now we're in an office building, okay? And there's another office right there. And all we do in this office is sell Cat House shirts. So I had no idea. Oh, okay. I know exactly. I got it, Elliot. I got the perfect answer. What I would do is take pictures. Yeah, that's what I would do. Maybe ask somebody to sign something once in a while. I never asked for autographs. I would take pictures. I would have brought a video camera. We had every band you could imagine play at the Cat House, and there's no video of it. It's like, here's Vince Neil and Axl Rose singing, and there's no video. There's every band playing. There's, Pearl Jam opening up for Alice in Chains. There's Motorhead a million times. There's all these bands, and I didn't take pictures because I didn't realize that we were in the middle of the greatest time. When you have, Steven Adler from Guns N' Roses saying, dude, will you drive me to Fenders because we're opening up for Cheap Trick? I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go. And you're driving to take your friends to watch your friend's band open up for Cheap Trick. How cool, not realizing they're going to be the biggest band in the world, So I think if I could have gone back and told myself something, I would say, appreciate where you are right now. Really appreciate it. Look around, smell, see what's going on, and take some pictures.
I can't imagine all the amazing moments you would have captured if you just had an iPhone.
Oh my gosh. But if we had cameras in the Cat House, a lot of the stuff that happened wouldn't have happened because people like to get crazy without cameras everywhere and wouldn't have had the opportunity to act stupid with people were taking pictures all over the place.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Lemmy Bullet that was gifted to you?
Sure. I love Motorhead. Motorhead is one of the bands that you're a smart guy. Motorhead was a band that I was a huge fan of before I ever met Lemmy. When I was your age, I liked Motorhead, and they never, ever became a band that I was bored with. I always liked them. And then through the Cat House, I became friends with Lemmy. And then through MTV, I became better friends with Lemmy. And he'd come to my house when I'd have barbecues, and he'd play my birthday party. And whenever I needed Motorhead to do something at the Cat House, Lemmy was always there. And he was just a very, very kind person and cool. And he's Lemmy. So I've always talked, I talked to his manager once in a while, Todd Singerman. He's such a great guy. And Todd says to me, he's like, hey, Motorhead's got something for you. Lemmy's got something for you that's personal. What's the best address to send it? So I'm thinking they're going to send, an album or something. You know, I've got a lot of Lemmy stuff. Lemmy was one of the few guys that him and Todd used to always wish me happy birthday. And, you know, I have in my office, I have this happy birthday thing from the city of Los Angeles that they sent me. You know, they were very, very, always so good to me. And so, you know, I didn't know what it was. So I get in the mail and I'm opening the box and it doesn't say who it's from. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. And I open a box and I take out this little plastic thing and there's a bullet in it. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And the bullet says Lemmy. And I'll tell you what, here it is. So I open this up and this bullet says Lemmy on it. It says Lemmy, right? So I'm holding it. I'm like, wow. And I'm with Leah and I'm like, Leah, look how cool this is. You know, this is a bullet. I'm wondering, like, maybe this was from Lemmy's belt or something like this. And then I'm at my office, not at home, and it's still with me. I have like a lot of valuable stuff, but I'm not worried about anything being stolen except this. So this goes with me to work. It goes with me everywhere. So I got this letter from Motorhead and I'm reading it. And it says that, that when Lemmy died, he wanted his ashes to be put in bullets and given out to his close personal friends. And when I read that, it's like my eyes started getting really, really teary-eyed. And I showed my girlfriend and she started getting, and it was the most, I will say without a doubt, I mean, it's Lemmy's ashes in a bullet that he gave to his close personal friends. And he said he wanted one to be given to me. It is the greatest gift I ever received in my life. It is without a doubt my prized possession. I'm getting it made into a necklace so I can keep it on me everywhere I go. And, you know, when we did the Cat House 30th anniversary, we did a tribute to Motorhead and we had a bunch of guys playing Motorhead songs. And to know that Lemmy said that and gave that was very, very touching and means a lot to me.
Yeah, I can imagine. What was your childhood like? And what was the first metal album that you got when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, I grew up in Southern California and all I cared about was skateboarding. I didn't care about anything else except skateboarding. And then I really started listening to Alice Cooper. And I just loved Alice Cooper. And I would read anything I could about Alice Cooper. And then I'd buy all the records to Alice Cooper. And for me, that was it, because Alice Cooper is an artist that not only did he have, and for me to be, you know, young and see this guy with makeup and a guillotine, and, you know, there wasn't artists doing something that crazy back then. There were, but you didn't really know about it. So to me, he was a superhero. He was just the coolest guy in the world, and everything I could read about Alice Cooper. So I just really, really got into Alice Cooper, and then started listening to other bands. And as far as like metal, I remember the first time I heard Deep Purple Machine Head when I was probably even younger than you. And I was just like, wow, this is so cool. And there was just something about it that was aggressive and I really liked it. And I think Deep Purple and Alice Cooper were the bands that really made a big impact on me when I was very young. I mean, when I was saying, 12 or 11, those are the bands that was it for me.
Do you have any advice or tips for young interviewers like myself?
Do it the way you're doing it. Be a fan. Think about the stuff that fans want to ask. I don't like to think of myself as interviewing. When I talk to you, I mean, like this could be me interviewing you as much as it's you interviewing me. We're hanging out. We're talking about the stuff that we love. Exactly. And that's what it is. Always listen to what you're going to say. Sometimes I've seen people interview people and they might say, oh, and tell me about the studio you recorded your album. And they'd say, oh, and we recorded it and we drank goat's blood every day. Oh, really? How was the studio? It's like, no, listen to what these people are saying and maybe think about what you might want to ask. It's nice if you know a little bit of stuff about the person you're asking, but listen to what they say, because they might say something that'll lead you to your next questions.
Yep.
And have fun.
Yes. Which one of your musical heroes do you hope to eventually meet who you haven't met yet?
The only people I think I've never met, because I've been very lucky that I've met everybody. I mean, I've met everybody that I've ever wanted to meet, with the exception of anybody in the Rolling Stones. I've never met Keith Richards or Mick Jagger or even been in the same room as them. Other than that, I can't think of anybody that I haven't met yet, which is pretty cool place to be.
Living the life, and I cannot imagine meeting the Rolling Stones. What was your most proud and memorable moment during the Headbangers Ball days?
I think the moment that meant a lot to me was, and it's been on video, is when I had just cut my hair off, and everybody was giving me such a hard time. This was in 1992, and I was at the Ozzy show, and I walk out there for the encore, and I'm like, "Hey, do you guys want more Ozzy Osbourne?" And then Ozzy walks out, and there's video of this, and he dumps this bucket of water on my head, and then he pulls, "Hey, Riki Rachtman," and the crowd went ballistic, and the crowd was screaming. I'm like, I'm up here, and Ozzy has got his arm around me, and he's saying like Riki Rachtman, and the crowd was going nuts. And then Zach dumped a bottle of water on my head, and I think that was a moment that it was like, that was really cool for me.
Yeah, definitely. What would you do if the ball became so successful that MTV called you to try and have you bring back the Headbangers Ball on MTV?
I would do it. I would do it in a second. As long as I could have a little bit of say in the videos that were played. Because, Headbangers Ball is not the ball. Headbangers Ball had all these different genres that we had to have. So we had to have a Slaughter and we had to have a Slayer. We don't have to on the ball. For people that are going there thinking, oh, I wonder which Def Leppard video and I wonder which Warrant video they're going to play. For people that can't wait to see which of those videos that we're going to play, you're not going to be very happy, because this is a heavy music show. Does it mean that there's going to be some hits, some bands, songs that you've heard a million times? Yeah, there might be one or two, but it's all going to be heavy stuff. And the beauty of working with Gimme Metal and Knotfest, if I say, hey, let's get this video from Megadeth, they're like, okay, we're on it. Yeah, we got it. Because I don't want to just put a video up on YouTube and then them take it down. I want to make sure that every video that we played can be up there. And I want this show to do well. So I love doing it. I would, of course, love to do the Headbangers Ball again. But in the meantime, this is something different, because when I did Headbangers Ball, if there were videos you didn't like, it wasn't my fault. And on the ball, there's stuff you don't like, it's my fault. And, they had nothing to do with the segments that I shot in between the videos. I shot those, and my girlfriend held the phone and filmed me. And some of the stuff is absolutely goofy. Some of the stuff is stuff that nobody in the heavy music community would do, but I'll do it. So, we'll see. And I don't know, I haven't had people sitting around watching the show saying, that's good, you should do that, you shouldn't do that. Instead, I'm like, here it is. Okay, that's it. Like, nobody has told me if what I'm doing is good or not. So I don't even know.
It's all you.
Unfortunately, yes. Whether for better or for worse.
And one more question.
Go right ahead.
What kind of world do you think you'd like to go to after you die?
I need a motorcycle and windy roads and water and be able to ride. I love riding a motorcycle. I really do. And I'd like all the things that are bad for you, that make you fat, are good for you. I could live on breakfast cereal and s'mores and biscuits and a motorcycle. There you go. I just want to ride a motorcycle. That's what I want to do. Just ride a motorcycle. That would be good for me.
Like a fun, peaceful time. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I have my podcasts back. I took a little hiatus from podcasting for a while. I'm going to re-release all of them. And that's the Cat House Hollywood podcast and the Triple R. I also have an apparel company. That's the office that I'm at right now, which is cathousehollywood.com, which is a terrible website, but we have good stuff. And that's it. Just everybody I think people need to get in. You're not one of those people, but there's a lot of people that spend much more time criticizing as opposed to complimenting. And I'm guilty of it too. And if we listen to 5 songs and we love 4 of them and we hate one of them, we're going to tell everybody how much we hate that song rather than the 4 that we like. And I think right now we need to start complimenting and lifting up the scene, because if we're going to constantly cut everybody down for not playing this type of metal or that, we're going to destroy the scene. We all need to get together and just enjoy heavy, loud music.
Focus on the positive And thank you so much once again.
Thank you, buddy.
This Saturday, the ball will debut on the Gimme Metal app.
I can't wait to hear what you
you kind of paused. You're paused right now. Oh, now you're here. You just said like, I can't wait for you. And then you paused for like 30
Well, now
seconds.
you'll never know. It was really
Okay.
bad. No, I said I can't wait for you to see the show. I'm curious what you think. I hope it's good.